all, and welcome to another story time with Mr. CCDV or Danny Christopher, whichever you so prefer. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right. I got back from the emergency room about 2 o'clock in the morning, and turns out there's no new damage in my ankle. So I'm happy about that. It's just the soft tissue damage I did to it walking on it on
Ah,
Thursday. Yesterday, I guess. Yeah, walking on it yesterday. The damage I did is what caused the pain in my ankle. That made me go to the emergency room.
well, that's good that there's
So
nothing new, but
yeah, nothing new. Just
only fix what used to be wrong.
same
Um,
same old ouchie. That's
yeah,
all.
and welcoming to the chat, Mrs. Canuck. Welcome, my love, and also Gorilla Random Thoughts. Welcome. So today we're going to do a shortened version of Stories with Mr. CCTV because I've been invited out for lunch, and you never say no to free lunch. Uh,
That's
so
right.
So I'm not going to ramble too much. I'm just going to let you. I also want to thank everybody that was at my birthday stream last night. It was very, very nice and fun. Thank you all. And thank you, a big thank you to Mrs. Canuck for setting that up. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, my love. All right. So with that, I'll let you go and we'll rattle this off.
All right. I'm going to depart a little bit from the norm. Normally, I would talk about my deployments and my deployments only, like, Bosnia, Iraq, all that stuff. Normally, I would do that. However, leading up to the 2011 deployment, my fourth deployment, there are some things that took place, and I do need to talk about that. So, 2006, I got back from Iraq, my third deployment, and started having problems when I was running. Right, my left foot would go numb, like when you sleep on your arm and it falls asleep, right, and
Yeah.
it's waking up and you get that tingling sensation.
Yeah.
Well, that it's actually got a name. It's called uh what is it called?
Ouch.
Yeah,
Usually.
it's called ouch to me. Yeah. But
Or son of a
that sensation,
beep.
the pins and needles and the tingling,
Yeah, it's usually son of a
that's
beep.
right.
It's the long
Yeah,
form.
paresthesia. That's what it's called. Paresthesia. Well, that started happening every time I was running, and it mostly happened in my left foot, but sometimes it would affect my right foot as well. And
Hmm.
so I was running 6 minute miles, and about a mile and a half or 2 miles into a run, I would lose sensation in my foot. And so I knew something was wrong, but every time I went to the doctor, they said, "Well, we can't find anything wrong with you." And I go, "Okay, thanks, bye." And then, uh, so I had been back from Iraq for a few months, and finally, because I had been in 59th Quartermaster for 5 years, and I finally got orders to go somewhere else. I went to Germany, and that was fun. Living in Germany for 3 years was fun. And so I was with the 215th Aviation Wing in Mannheim. Good times, really good times. I had so much fun over there. I really did. However, while I was in Germany, the problems with my legs got worse. I started to go see neurologists at that time. So, about 2008, when I started having vision problems,
Hmm.
um, I started going to neurologists then in 2008. And the neurologist I went to at the Mannheim Clinicum, he said that yes, there's definitely something wrong with you, and we know there's something wrong with you. But unfortunately, you're one of those cases where we just have to wait for it to get worse so we can figure it out.
Oh, I mean, I'm not the only one that has that luck. Um,
So yeah, that was fun. Wee. Yeah. So I did go to a neurologist there in Germany. I went to a neurologist in New York as well, but I'm talking about Germany because it actually affected my fourth deployment in 2011. And the reason it affected is because I broke my ankle in January of 2009, right? So everything I had done in Germany up to 2009 was, physical labor and all that stuff, and then I broke
Yeah.
my ankle. It took me 3 months to be able to walk again. That's how bad the ankle break was, right? And I've still got a pound of titanium holding my ankle together.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that actually affected me because I could not run anymore, and I
Yeah.
was still having all the trouble with my legs when I was running in 2008, 2009. So usually I didn't have any difficulty with my legs if I were just walking, but if I were running, then I had the problem. And then, of course, I broke my ankle, so I couldn't run ever again. And so I stopped having the problems with my legs. And I thought to myself, I said, something good happened to me after I broke my ankle. Yay. Yeah. But
Self is not always smart.
self is not always smart. Self is not always smart. You know how I did it? I was platoon sergeant of the platoon. So I was in charge of about 60 troops um, at that time in 2008. We got a new sergeant, same rank I am now. He was that rank then. I was an E5. He was an E7. So he took over the platoon. And because he came from Fort Lee, Virginia, where he was an instructor, he thought he knew everything and he was going to teach us
Oh boy.
everything. And one of the days, one Saturday, he was teaching us that we didn't deserve an office on the first floor. So he moved us to the basement and he said, move all this furniture down to the basement. And we went, okay, fine. So a friend of mine had the hand truck dolly, right? And we put the desk on it. We did not strap the desk to the dolly. And I went down first to stabilize it while we were going down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a mistake.
Yep.
Yeah. So the dolly went down one step and it bumped, and the desk fell off the dolly, pushed me back. And so the only reason I didn't fall down backwards down the stairs is because the door to the basement was open. And
Ah.
so my back hit the door, and so I fell face first.
Oof.
And I was sliding down the steps to the sub basement, and my right toe caught on one of the steps, and I mean, I literally kicked myself in the shin. I had a compound fracture. The bone was actually sticking through the skin, and I found that out when we got to the hospital because everybody who was there was going, "Oh, we need to take your boot off," and I said, "Don't you don't even think about it. We're
Yeah.
leaving the boot on." I felt the bones grinding in my ankle.
Yep.
I knew it was a really bad fracture. I said, "Don't even think about it. This boot is not coming off until they cut it off at the hospital."
Yeah.
And so there I was, about 15 feet down below ground level, right? 5 meters below ground level, something, whatever. And so I had to tell the other soldiers that were with me, the other NCOs, I said, you have to do this thing where you put your arms together and I sit in your arms and you take me upstairs.
Yeah.
And they tried to take me into the basement. I was like, no, first somebody's gonna have to go call the ambulance. And when the ambulance gets here, I want to be in the smoking area. So don't take me into the basement. Take me all the way up the stairs to the smoking area and then go get my coffee.
Yeah. And I need a cigarette stat. Yeah. Yeah. So did you
Yeah.
get the jackass that said walk it off?
I did actually, yeah. He was
I
like,
figured
oh,
as
you
much.
should
There's
just
got to
stand
be
up and
one.
walk.
There's
I
got
was
to be
like,
one out of
yeah,
those
no,
dumb
that's
son
not
of a
gonna
bit
happen.
beaches that they're gonna go. Just walk it off. You'll be fine.
I had been a combat lifesaver at that point for 15 years, right? I was like, yeah, no, I'm not walking this one off.
But yeah, I knew there was gonna be at least one dum dum.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it was my own fault for, not securing the desk to the dolly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm fully aware that it was entirely my fault. Now, should I have been there on a Saturday? Should the platoon sergeant have had all the E5s doing all that stuff on a Saturday? No, he shouldn't have, and I shouldn't have been there on a Saturday.
Yeah.
However, that is just the way it fell out, and that,
Yeah. It's the way it
you can't
works.
say no to your
No.
new platoon sergeant. You can't. So I had to go in on a Saturday and work, and I smashed my ankle to pieces.
So did he at least get you a bottle of something?
No, I was a non-drinker at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Pack of smokes?
I did smoke. I smoked a lot, and I drank a lot of coffee. But I was a non-alcoholic. I was a non-drinker at the time. I didn't start really drinking until the VA told me that I couldn't have Percocet anymore.
Ah,
'Cause
yes.
when I was on Percocet, I didn't drink,
Yeah.
and now they took it away from me, and now I drink, and they go, "Well, we can't give you Percocet because you drink," and I go, "I drink because you didn't give me Percocet."
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Brain hurt, brain hurt, brain hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Doctors are wonderful people.
Yeah,
So
so that pretty much leads up to my 2011 deployment. We moved out of Germany and went to New York, where I was at Fort Drum, New York, and I went to the Army's contracting school.
mhm.
So I went to Texas, um, the Air Force Base in Texas, and I went to contracting school there. Um, the reason I didn't get honor graduate at that school is because I got caught smoking in the parking lot.
Ah.
And so they were like, well, first of all, you're Army, which means you're dumb. And then secondly, you got caught smoking in the parking lot. And I was like, yeah, well, I did get caught smoking in the parking lot, but I still had a 98 percentile on all my tests, didn't I? Yeah, of course. But I couldn't get honor graduate because I got caught smoking. It's like, wow, the Air Force is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just a cigarette. Give me a break here. I passed my grades. Go away.
Whatever, I don't care. I got the certificate that said I was a certified contract specialist at that point. So yeah, I went to contracting school, went to Fort Drum, worked as a contract specialist at Fort Drum for a year, leading up to our 2011 deployment. And I was actually not supposed to go on that deployment.
Okay.
I was supposed to stay at Fort Drum, but they needed another body, and
Ah.
so I got
Voluntold.
voluntold. Yeah,
Yeah.
and my ex-wife was absolutely furious that she was like, you can't go on a deployment, your ankle is broken, and you have neurological problems. And I go, I don't have a choice, the Army said I have to go.
Yep. I've been voluntold. So I guess I'm voluntarily going.
Yeah, I'm voluntarily going. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So did
yeah,
they have
I'll
did
talk
they
about
move
the
you to like light
2011
duties?
deployment next time.
Did they move you to light duties, or were you
Well,
kind of
no,
expecting to have to do the whole
contract
rigmarole and
specialist.
going, how the F am I going to pull this off?
Contract specialist is an office job, right?
Okay.
Sit at a computer, write up memos, and write up contracts with clauses and provisions and all that stuff.
So at least they
So
gave you the heads up that, yeah,
yeah,
you're not going to have to put together a fuel system.
right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
2011
Because I
deployment,
could
I
imagine that being
literally
like you looking at your leg, looking at them, looking at your leg, looking at them, going,
yeah.
that's not going to work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually kind of fun. I had two computers, one for work, right? So it was
Mm-hmm.
a US government computer, and then the other computer was a personal PC that they had, and we had internet. It wasn't very fast internet, mind
No.
you, but I mean, there you are in Iraq, and you've got a personal computer. You can look anything you want to up on it because
No, there you go.
here's your government computer where you're doing all this work on contracts, and then you have a personal computer over here. It's
So what was your
fantastic.
game of
It's wonderful.
choice?
Solitaire.
Figured. Now, was that regular solitaire or one of those crazy ones?
No, regular solitaire. I never did get into spider solitaire or anything
Yeah,
like
there's like a
that.
million of them. Yeah. Yeah. I solitaire used to bide my time when I was at work.
It was
A few
it was
times.
kind of cool though on that deployment, and I will tell the stories next time we're
Yeah, of
together
course.
and telling the stories. But on that deployment, uh, after we closed and moved out of Iraq, I went to a country called Qatar,
Okay.
Quatar,
Yeah.
Qatar, yeah, something like that. Anyway,
Commonly misspoken as guitar.
yeah, exactly. But I was I was in Qatar, and we were allowed to have 2 beers a night. So I got a whole bunch of people who just let me have their beer certificates. I was like, "Thank you." And the bartender would go, he'd look at me and go, "Tuborg? Yeah, Tuborg." Because it was just like, uh, but while I was there, I had my laptop, and the library had a bunch of books on CD, right? And so
Uh-huh.
I would listen to the books on my laptop while I was writing contracts in Qatar. And it was absolutely fantastic. Like I will tell, yeah, I'll have to keep the stories for later because it really was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess it was a different experience from you because you're used to being
I was
out in
used
the
to being
sand
yeah,
and
exactly, out there in the weather all day, every day.
yeah, yeah, and dealing with
So
stupid.
working in
But
an
I guess you're
office
dealing with
with air
stupid just on a
conditioning,
different level.
yeah, working in an office with air conditioning was fantastic. I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I imagine. How did I not land this gig the last time I was over this
Right?
freaking side? What the hell?
How did it take me 15 years to get this kind of a job? Really?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I
Uh,
think being in the field is overrated. I can handle this.
I can
Um,
guarantee you being in the field is overrated.
um,
uh,
I do want to show this off while we're on live. This is one of my birthday gifts, my replacement vape, because my other vape was starting to croak. So Mary got me this, and it's my favorite
wow.
colors, black and red. So yay.
Fancy one.
Yes.
I bought the
Hey,
wrong
Deej.
charger for my vape pen, so now I just smoke cigarettes.
But I
Zach
like
and
this
Deej
style. I
Odyssey
don't
have
like the
joined
bigger
us.
ones.
Hi. Say again?
I said I like this style. I don't like the bigger ones.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I haven't gotten any with the big chamber of liquid or anything like that. I keep getting the ones that have the little cartridges that
Oh yeah,
screw
yeah,
on
yeah,
into it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I had
those
that
are
for
the
a while.
ones.
I didn't like
Yeah.
it. It emptied too quick.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh
Oh, my mustache wax wore off.
no.
I
So
thought for sure that mustache wax was going to keep my mustache pristine for days.
in Germany, what was like the highlights?
We went to Disneyland Paris twice.
Oh well, that's must have been interesting.
It was definitely interesting.
So was
Those
it like
those
everything else? That's French
Parisians,
backwards.
yeah, those Parisians were not friendly people. I can tell you that.
uh,
Like we went to the Eiffel Tower, right? And
yeah.
when you go to the Eiffel Tower, for some reason, and I still don't know to this day why, because it had been over 10 years since we liberated Bosnia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these girls, and they all spoke French. That none of them spoke uh, Cyrillic or whatever the language is that they speak in Bosnia. None of them spoke that. No, they all spoke French, and they kept coming up and handing us notes, and it was written in American, right?
Yeah.
So it was written in American, and it said, "I am a refugee from Bosnia." And I said, "No, you're not." It says, "Will you please give me $2?" And I go, "Nope, I'm not
Maybe it
giving
was
you
on sale
€2."
2 for 1. Like Christmas
What?
candy, and 2 for 1 now.
Hey,
You can
I
buy it at
know
store for
you.
2 for 1.
You were what, 6 years old when I was in Bosnia,
Yeah.
liberating your country. Yeah, you're not a refugee. Please don't
No.
hand me this note. I'm here at the Eiffel Tower looking at a great big edifice of industrialism. And
Yeah.
you're handing me a note that says I'm a refugee from Bosnia. No, you're not. Go away.
Yeah. No kidding. It's like, really? Uh-huh. It'll be the
Just
same
like
one I
every
was at, or is that a new one? Because
Yeah, which Bosnia were you in? Because I
yeah,
was in the one that was in it was war torn. I
yeah.
don't think you were in that one.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, those were good. I allowed my ex-wife to go to um what's the place in Holland where you can eat pot brownies and stuff. This is like in 2007. So it
Uh,
was, pot wasn't a thing that we could all do in America.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah.
I let her go to Amsterdam. She didn't smoke any pot though. Her friends did. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she was the one taking care of her friends. They all smoked pot.
Deej, I'm a refugee from Karoga. Can you help me? Yes, we'll take you back.
I never did make it to Rome.
No?
However, I did go to Greece and I went to Israel while I was in Germany.
So, out of
And
all the monuments you've seen, we all see pictures of them. Which one you kind of went, wow, picture really didn't do this one any good?
at night when they light up the Eiffel Tower, and they
Mm-hmm.
really do, it sparkles. It is absolutely gorgeous. But you're
Okay.
talking about sitting at a cafe in Paris going, "Yeah, I'm drinking coffee, watching the Eiffel Tower blink on and off, and this is fantastic."
Yeah.
And then the next day you go to Disneyland and
Is
and the
it any
rides, the rides are
is
all the
there
same.
is there a major difference between the two? Like America, Disneyland, and
Not really. And that's the funny thing is it's very, very homogenous, right? Like
yeah.
I knew where everything in Disneyland Paris was because I had been to Disneyland Los Angeles so often. It was all
Okay.
homogenous. It was like, okay, there's uh, uh, Fairy Tale Land, there's Science Land, there's Adventureland, and
Yeah.
so
So
yeah, I mean,
it's all modularized.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. As a matter of fact, we stayed at the Davy Crockett Inn in Paris,
Okay.
and it was literally like, okay, I live in the West and I go to Western stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And it looked exactly like something I would see in a small Arizona town or New Mexico or something.
Hmm.
That's exactly what it looked like. And so, yeah, it was very homogenous, very homogenous.
Interesting. You'd think they'd add a French flair to it. I guess just the French signs everywhere was enough.
Well, yeah, the signs were in French, and of course, you could get a crepe, right? And
Yeah.
when they make the crepes, they have like this 18-inch stone that's over heat, and so they're making these huge crepes, and they put Nutella on it and fold it up and put it in a bag, and you eat it.
Yeah.
Just Nutella and a crepe it's really good. It's really good. But most people here in America, especially, they think of crepes as these little 8-inch round flat pancakes, right?
Yeah.
Not in Paris, man. They
No.
are 12, 14 inches. It's like a giant flat pizza with
Yeah.
Nutella on it or cinnamon sugar or whatever. Yeah, it's a totally different atmosphere. But then again, of course, you can also go to the Pirates of the Caribbean, and you go into the restaurant there, and you have the same food that you got in Los Angeles 2 years ago when you visited Disneyland. There, it's exactly the same.
They
So
just
yeah,
it's just got funny names because it's all in French.
because it's all in French.
Yeah. What the
Uh,
hell is this?
Germany. Let's see. They called it the Cinderella Castle, but I can't remember exactly where it's at. But it was the model of the castle they used to, or the castle there in Germany is what they used to make the Cinderella Castle in Cinderella.
Okay.
Okay, and so I went there, and that was absolutely amazing. You're talking about it, not it's not a Mott and Bailey. It is literally a castle up on top of a hill.
Yeah.
And so you're walking, 3 miles up this long incline driveway because you can't drive up to the castle. So you're
No.
walking, 3 miles up to this thing, and it's absolutely beautiful. Just it's got the turrets and the drawbridge and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I think we had one of our dining out events. That's where the military people all come together and wear their dress blue uniform and things like that,
Yeah.
or their tails for dinner or whatever. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, we had that at the Heidelberg Castle.
Okay.
Absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous.
And you're like, I'll take a room on the left wing.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yep. I don't want to go back to Mannheim. I want to stay here in Heidelberg.
yeah, I'll just take a room there in the left wing. There seems to be a lot of them. The bed's not very comfortable. Have you seen what we sleep on?
Yeah.
This is freaking Club Ritz compared to what we got. This is good. I'm good. I'll just be right here. Um,
Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. The reason I got to go to Israel while I was in Germany
mhm.
is I went to the hazmat shipment certification course,
Okay.
um, and that was like a 2-week course down in one of those German cities that I had to go and stay for 2 weeks anyway. But yeah, I went to a hazmat shipment certification course, and our unit in 2008 was going as a security contingent
Okay.
for the president because in
Oh.
2008 it was the 60th anniversary of Israel becoming a country,
Ah, yes.
right? So,
So did
but
you get to
for
do any of like the high spots like where
I got
like
there.
Jerusalem and
I got there the day after they came back from Jerusalem. I stayed
oh,
in Tel
okay.
Aviv the whole time, so I didn't get to go to Jerusalem. I didn't get to go to the city of David or anything like that. I stayed in Tel Aviv the whole time.
Okay.
But even there in Tel Aviv, we went to a restaurant around the corner from the David Hotel, and we just told the owner of the restaurant, we said, just bring out whatever, we'll pay
Yeah.
for it. And so he did. He brought out dishes just randomly, and they were all fantastic.
Mm,
you're
there you go.
talking you're talking lox. um you know what lox is, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's salmon that's been brined,
Okay.
right? And so that's lox. There was pickled something, had to have been cabbage, I think, but it would just tasted fantastic. Every dish that came out, they weren't all vegetarian dishes either. There were some meat dishes, a lot of lamb,
Yeah.
no pork, no
No.
pork. Yeah, it was it was really good. And
Hmm.
if you ever get a chance to go to a restaurant and you tell the chef, make it the chef special.
Yeah.
Do that. Do that because they will bring out their best dishes every
Yeah.
single time, and that was good. I went to
Just do warning from what I've heard. Don't do that in Italy unless you want to eat.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny if you try and get like um, spaghetti with meat sauce in Italy, you you can't get it. They say spaghetti is a noodle.
Yeah.
The meat sauce is a bolognese. They don't go together.
but we do that all the time.
They don't
Quit
go
talking.
together.
Do not talk your blasphemy in my restaurant.
Now, if you go into that very same restaurant and you say, I want ragu, you're talking egg noodles, not spaghetti, egg noodles with a meat sauce over the top of it.
Yeah.
Ragu. Don't ask for spaghetti and meat sauce. Don't ask
Yeah.
for that. You'll get a bowl of spaghetti and a bowl of meat sauce.
Yeah. And then they will look at you sideways when you combine the two.
And ne'er the twain shall meet. Ne'er the twain shall meet.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Well, we're gonna end this off here because I've got to get ready to roll out of here. But thank you very much, Mr. CCDV, for joining me
Absolutely.
and
Thank you
giving
for
us some
having
of your
me
time.
again.
And we will definitely cover the next deployment in 2 weeks. And thank you to everybody who was in chat. And as Doom used to say, thank you and good night.